What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, bottom of the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today, we'll be talking about something, at least in the sports world. I'll be talking about something sports related, but something in the sports world, I think, at least basketball fans, I think everybody's seen, and that was LeBron running up on Stephen A. Smith. Some people have translated red lips and basically got to talking about it. But if you haven't figured it out yet, the whole conversation was about how Stephen A. Smith be talking about Bronny. Now Stephen A. Smith has went on multiple platforms and discussed this. First, he went on First Take to respond. Then he spun on his own podcast, as well as he took about 40 minutes out on Gilbert Arenas' podcast and talked about it as well. So he's responded about this a numerous times. You can see LeBron talking about it with Richard Jefferson. It's a clip talking about Richard Jefferson before the game game Saturday against the Celtics. And basically, yeah, some of this up from his conversation with Jefferson. You can see from the conversation with Stephen A. Smith as well. Stephen A. Smith confirmed it. It's basically about Bronny. Basically, he confronted Stephen A. Smith about how he is, well, I wouldn't even consider it criticism all the way, but basically how he is reporting on Bronny. And basically, I'm just here to I'm gonna give my opinion on it. Well, I'm gonna say this too. He ended up in his face, now. LeBron is 6'9", 260 at that. So shoot, my nigga Stephen A. Bell, you not finna get that aggressive with a 6'9", 260 nigga. Let's just be for real. Don't tell me how gangster you is, cause I know you ain't doing it. Let's be for real, cause I ain't doing it either. Cause I tell you now, I live in a stand your ground state. I'm up in that motherfucker. Nigga walk up, one nigga that big try to press me. Just saying. Don't try to act like you gonna get gangster with a nigga that big. Anyway, next thing I know, but he did, get on other platforms and call the move weak and other things of that sort. So as well as like I ain't gonna I do like I did want to shoot him some bell and say that's not gangster, but as well is if you not gonna get aggressive with him in person as you shouldn't, it would be the smart move not to. Don't go on the platform and call that shit weak in a dumb move either. After as you explain, you see where he coming from. I get that you ain't want to have that confrontation, but at the same time, if you felt like you had some ground to stand on your point, you should have said something. It's not. I get that you want to get in a yelling match with LeBron during a timeout during the game, but was LeBron gonna hit you in front of all those people? No. So you might as well have stood your ground and at least made your point. But don't go make your point on Gilbert Arenas' platform, is what I'm saying, if you weren't going to do it in person. But I will say in this whole thing, I'm actually on Stephen A's side, to be honest. I love Bron, but at this point, Bronny is a pro. Bronny is a professional basketball player. He is up for the criticism and everything that comes along with being a professional basketball player now as soon as he put that Lakers jersey on. Now, and that's really my only point with that. Once you know what comes with one, I'm not one of the ones that think exactly Brian got Bronny in the league that easy, because I feel like Bronny is talented enough and will become a decent NBA player. I'm not saying he finna beat LeBron, but he will become a decent NBA player. I believe so, especially looking from his G League now. But putting your son in the league, Brian, you've been one of the most polarizing and highly criticized and talked about players for all of your career. So your son was just going to get some of that just by being your son anyway. So you knew what come with that. So getting mad that somebody's reporting and criticizing that, I think is kind of high. You nigga, it's coming with that. And plus, nigga, everybody gets criticized on this level. So you know, you can't make him a pro and then protect him from the things that come with it. Like you have to let him be a man to be a pro. So that's my thing with it. Um, as well. Now Stephen A. did get into, he do think that he felt Bron was saying that he was attacking him as a father, and I don't think Stephen A. was trying to do that. I don't think at all that was his intentions. I just think, Stephen A. has a job to do, and he criticized him as a basketball player, and noticed some realized things about how Bron's clout may have helped Bronny get into the position he is. But I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it because white folks would have did it, but he just acknowledging the true point. That's my thing about it. Now, only thing I will say, Gilbert had a good point. Young players don't get criticized a lot. I didn't think about that because if you do think about it, I mean, I do. Okay, some young players do get criticized, but I will say I feel like most basketball fans, if you are actually, a real basketball fan, hoops real, then you give these young players time because you understand that it just takes time to become a phenomenal NBA player. As we've seen with plenty of our stars, because most of our stars don't win championships and MVPs and hit they prime till they 27, and them niggas at least 5, 6 years in at that point. So we just understand it take time. So, but you gotta understand this is a different kind of young star. This not your regular young star. He's just very polarizing. He's the son of maybe the greatest player ever. So this is just a different kind of star. So him getting the criticism just gonna be a little different, especially when people feel a way about how he did it. So it just comes with it different, even if he's young or not. But that's really all I gotta say. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, Bonneville, and we out.